The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Welcome to Beyond the Screen. I'm Nate, and these are the top 10 Hollywood celebrities who fell from grace. Number 10, Oprah Winfrey. Who would have guessed that the woman famous for handing out cars on her talk show was being cancelled by the entire world? Well, that happened when Oprah made a career-ending mistake when herself and Dwayne Johnson broke the one rule of being rich: don't ask poor people for their money. A few weeks ago, Oprah and The Rock announced that they would be starting a relief fund for the victims of the Maui wildfires. The People's Fund of Maui was given a solid $10 million to get off the ground. $10 million that was donated by Oprah and Dwayne combined. So why is it just Oprah that's getting so much hate? Well, it's cause she has a net worth of almost $3 billion. That's billion with a B. And the world is collectively furious at Oprah for having the audacity to ask working class citizens for charity when most people can barely afford to put food on their table or even pay their bills. The Rock and Oprah donated $5 million each to give the fund a head start. Well, guess what? $5 million to Oprah is like $500 to us. Oh, and not to mention, it was taxed money, so it wasn't actually her money, it was just money she had lying around that she was like, yeah, that'll go good there. Oprah addressed all the hate online, telling the Daily Mail that she was just disappointed in the world's reaction. Rather than focusing on the good things and the people of Maui, the world was mad that she asked them to give her any money whatsoever. Oprah hasn't confirmed if she'll be donating any more to this fund or not, but so far, it's not looking like she's dropping a penny. Number 9, Russell Brand. This man has slowly been exposing himself to the public over the years. His chaotic energy has just gotten worse and worse as time's gone on. Now, this man has gone down in history as being one of the worst video music award hosts ever, but he's now going down in history for being just an absolute monster. 4 women have come forward alleging that Russell mistreated them verbally and physically between the years of 2006 and 2014, arguably the height of his career. Brand strongly denies the allegations, and in a video that he himself posted, he claimed that while he was promiscuous, all relationships were consensual. One of the women who came forward claimed that Russell started a relationship with her in 2006 while she was still in school and he was 30, which apparently they met when Russell bumped into her at a shopping center and he just started like critiquing her purchases. Great way to get the ladies. According to the women, the relationship was meant to be anonymous, with Russell even asking her to lie to her parents and writing a script for her to keep things smooth. Another woman alleged similar behavior, but added that he had a massive temper, becoming very physical with her a few times. More women have been speaking out about their situations with Brand, all of which are eerily similar and show that he has a pattern of mistreatment. He will probably deny the allegations until the day he's gone, but the news has left his career up in smoke. Number 8, James Franco. James placed himself in a little bubble of public exile for using his powers for evil. The man behind some iconic characters like Tommy Wiseau or Harry Osborn in Spider-Man, and so many more, he seemed to be on the way to a long, successful career following multiple collaborations with Seth Rogen, as well as his turn in more serious roles like True Story alongside Jonah Hill. Apparently though, James has a problem keeping his hands to himself, especially when it comes to his acting students. In 2018, 5 female students at a Studio 4 acting school in North Hollywood told the Los Angeles Times that Franco had used his position to exploit them physically. 2 of those women sued, and Franco was forced to settle outside of court and fork over $2.23 million. At the time, he was writing, acting, and directing a show for HBO called The Deuce, which they said that he was allowed to stay on and finish because it was getting cancelled behind his back anyway. Not only did fans call for the cancellation of that series, but the public outcry forced Seth Rogen to drop his longtime pal, telling the Times of London that the scandal had changed their relationship and they had no plans on collaborating anytime in the near future. There's a simple lesson there, folks. If you don't want to cancel yourself, don't be a terrible person. Number 7, Megan Fox. Megan has been featured in several films over the years, but it was an interview about her time working with Michael Bay on Transformers that really set her career on the wrong path. The original live-action Transformers movie came out in 2007, and it co-starred Megan and Shia LaBeouf in the leading roles. It was a fun movie on screen, but behind the scenes there was a ton of tension. According to Megan, who had previously worked with Michael on Bad Boys 2, working with Michael Bay was like working for Schmittler. You know, the guy who used to run Germany back in the day? Fun fact, if you add sh to someone's name, you can say it on the internet. Loopholes rock. Of course, Michael didn't appreciate being compared to one of the worst men in human history, so many speculated that her being left out of the 3rd, 4th, 5th, however many movies there are, had something to do with the behind-the-scenes drama. She went on to call him bland and claimed that he had no personality or social skills of any kind, which is just rude. When the comments were made public, her career began to slowly suffer. Not only was she written out of the Transformers series, but she was forced to make a public apology and retract the the statements following the massive slew of backlash. She took a few years off, but Michael himself later acknowledged there was a misstep on Meghan's part, and not only accepted the retraction, but they were able to patch things up and work together on the live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Nice! Number 6. Jonah Hill. Unfortunately, it would appear that the once funny man turned Oscar nominee is actually a pretty rude dude. A little while back, a news article broke that his ex-girlfriend Sarah Bradley was showing evidence of Jonah being emotionally damaging towards her during their relationship. The couple first got together in 2021, meeting on the beach as she was a surf instructor. Now, according to a series of texts between Sarah and Jonah, it's pretty obvious that he's being very mentally manipulative and just kind of telling her what to do. He tells Sarah to remove any photos of her surfing from Instagram that showed her bum bum, and when she did that, he told her that it was a good start, but that she didn't really seem to get his point. He went on a bit of a tyrant after that, telling them that it wasn't his place to teach her anything, or that he made his boundaries clear, but at the end of the day, he just sounds like a jerk through the entire thing. In another screenshot that she showed people, Jonah laid out his plans and simple conditions for maintaining their relationship, including stating that he didn't want Sarah surfing with men, which was a big part of her job. He wrote a massive list of boundaries and rules that were clearly him trying to control everything that she was doing, and at one point literally said that she can't post pictures of herself in a bathing suit. So Jonah is slowly being blacklisted across the board, with little to no work coming his way anytime soon. Number 5. Jim Carrey. Jim is known for his hilarious personality on and off screen, but he gave Kat Sadler from E! News and the Daily Pop an awkward interview on the red carpet at Harper's Bazaar party in 2017 that really showed him in a different light. The interaction started with Jim slowly circling Kat as she attempts to express her confusion and excitement that Jim Carrey was at a Fashion Week event. Was this man known for being an incredible artist, bringing his talents to the fashion world? Nah, he was just in a mood. By 2017, Jim made a name for himself as a weird and serious man who tended to venture into the realm of energies and universal concepts whenever he got into deep conversations. He started the conversation with, "This is meaningless," and then continued to say that he wanted to find the most meaningless thing he could attend that night, and that this event was it. A celebration of icons and celebrities that Jim apparently did not agree with, as he didn't agree with the concept of icons and celebrities. He continues to give a small speech about not believing people are actually real and that we're all just a field of energy, and peace lies beyond personality, man. The entire time this interview is taking place, Kat is just super uncomfortable and counting down the moment that Jim says something funny or even remotely related to fashion, but instead he just shares his thoughts, tells her that she has a nice fragrance, and walks away. While Jim's career had already started to slow down at that point, this clip became viral, and studios were wondering if he was going to be a good fit for any of their roles. A lot of scripts with his name on them were either rewritten or just simply kept to themselves, right up till 2020 when he made a little comeback in the surprisingly fun Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Number 4. Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy canceled herself by being the meanest, bobiniest woman on the internet. In May of 2021, an individual by the name of Courtney Stodden, a pageant model and media personality, claimed that fellow model, media star Chrissy Teigen, had publicly bullied them online for years. Chrissy was accused of regularly tweeting that she wished Courtney would take a permanent dirt nap, or just straight up end herself. Not necessarily in that format. Apparently Chrissy harbored some kind of jealousy towards Courtney's success and decided to take it online instead of, not publicizing her problems. Chrissy quickly apologized for the tweets and DMs, which were sent as recently as 2019. In one of her last posts, she tweeted, "I'm sad and mortified at who I'm used to be. I was an insincere attention-seeking troll. I'm ashamed and completely embarrassed at my behavior, but that's nothing compared to how I made Courtney feel." Chrissy then decided to delete her social media, following a lot of backlash for her actions, eventually leading to her being fired or leaving any job that she had both on and off the screen. Next time, just keep your jealousy balled up deep inside like the rest of us, or write it down, maybe you'd still have a career. Number 3. Katherine Heigl. Kathy was riding high back in 2007. The former Grey's Anatomy star not only won an Emmy for Best Supporting Actress in a Dramatic Series, but she also began transitioning to the big screen, with the success of her first featured comedy, Knocked Up, alongside legendary comedian Seth Rogen. Unfortunately, her rise to the top quickly became a free fall into a volcano. Boom, following an ill-fated Vanity Fair interview the following January. In the interview, Katherine made a move that still has people scratching their heads to this day. She openly bashed the film that made her famous, claiming that it made women look shrew, humorless, and uptight, while also placing blame on Seth Rogen for writing the men as lovable, goofy characters. The film still sits at like 89% on Rotten Tomatoes because while she can say everything she wants, it was a good movie. It was funny, it had a good love story, there were some nice jokes, the cast was great, and honestly, she was wrong. Seth felt betrayed by the comments as they never had a fight on set, and it never seemed like she was uncomfortable at any point. These comments, combined with some negativity towards her Grey's Anatomy writers, caused agents to drop her as a client, and her time in Hollywood quickly came to a screeching halt. Number 2. Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen had one of the most successful daytime talk shows of all time until 2020, when her show became overwhelmed with accusations of toxic work environment. Former employees were claiming that Ellen's happy exterior was nothing more than a facade that she put in place to keep her audience on her team. A little bit of proof came when she accused 50 Shades of Grey actress Dakota Johnson of not inviting her to a birthday party, and Dakota actually reminded her that she did send her an invite and that she got a resounding no from Ellen's producers. Fans started questioning this awkward moment between them, and the cracks in her appearance grew bigger and bigger. Eventually, an article was released containing testimonies from a lot of former employees, with so many of them that there was no way that this was a lie. Ellen canceled herself by denying every single thing that she was being accused of, instead of just acknowledging her faults and missteps as a boss. And instead, Ellen's fans took to Twitter demanding that she respond to the article, and claims that she was a short-tempered tyrant. She didn't respond with a public apology, instead she just canceled herself and her show, and has been on a hiatus ever since, which is, I don't care, more time for Drew Barrymore's show, bring that back. Number 1. Kanye West. Kanye was slowly going mad in the eyes of the public way back in 2010. As the years went by, he made more and more appearances on TV, but it wasn't until 2018 where his political beliefs got him heated on Jimmy Kimmel Live. When Jimmy asked Kanye how he felt about the response to his decree that he was all for president at the time, Donald Trump, it was largely criticized. He defended his statements by claiming that he didn't have to conform to some united mindset and that he was just upset at all the backlash, but part of him was kind of enjoying it at the same time. He then suggested the world was in a simulation, claiming that it was filled with unpaid actors. The over 20-minute interview was just full of metaphors, the concept of love, and a comparison to himself and the Son of God. This interview was only a short time after his anti-Semitic tweets were circulating online. Ye even made a joke about the anxiety of asking his publicist to go onto the show. He was fairly calm in his delivery of his opinions, but he made sure they were known. And those are the celebrities who fell from grace. Did we miss anybody that you like? Let us know in the comments below. Who do you think deserve to be on this list? As always, drop a like on the video if you had fun. Follow the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for stopping beyond the screen, and we'll see you next time.